දසනකාන්තී චූර්ණය සහිත ලීවර් ආයුෂ් දන්තාලේපය දත්වල ඇති ප්‍රශ්න 10ක් වළකයි.
10 members of the governing body of the United States urged the US State Department and the US Agency for International Development to take additional swift action to provide meaningful support to the Sri Lankan people in this time of need. The US congressman had made this appeal through a letter addressed to US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and US AID Administrator Samantha Power. In their letter, they expressed deep concern over the unprecedented and disastrous economic crisis in Sri Lanka. In the appeal made by the congressman to provide meaningful support for Sri Lanka, they called on the administration to fully incorporate measures supporting the stabilization of Sri Lanka, such as advancing efforts to address long-standing issues related to accountability and reconciliation, and improving democratic institutions in Sri Lanka to meet broader foreign policy goals for the region. Nevertheless, they welcome the efforts taken by the State Department and USAID to address the urgent needs of the people of Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the congressman stated that following the appointment of Ranil Wickremesinghe as the president by former head of state Gotabaya Rajapaksa, President Wickremesinghe had announced a state of emergency, placed the nation under curfew, denounced the protests that had been carried out over the past months against the economic crisis, had even suggested the use of live ammunition in quelling them. They urged the State Department to continue to use all diplomatic means available to ensure the Sri Lankan government protects the rights of suffering citizens to peacefully protest and does not utilize violence against peaceful demonstrators and journalists. Further, they stated that President Wickremesinghe's efforts to appease the protests that continued to call for large-scale reforms to the Sri Lankan political structures by removing the requirements to use His Excellency when addressing the President and the abolishment of the presidential flag has done little to assuage the concerns of the people. With this being the case, they urged the administration to continue to support the Sri Lankan government and people as they work to implement democratic and economic reforms.